From your bed, at your desk, or you've got a long way. Visit the Grass Corner, the Grass Corner. When you're mad, need a laugh, need a break, a different take. The Grass Corner, the Grass Corner. Everything here is just for you in the Grass Corner. You can watch what we'll do in the Grass Corner. The Grass Corner. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hi people, I thank you for clicking. I'm Chandra Grice and you are in the Grice Corner. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, please like, subscribe, share, spread the word, and send us through your airwaves. What I'm attempting to do today is do a video vlog from my mobile and upload to YouTube and edit from my phone. I'm trying to see if that, because YouTube gives you all the access to all that. I'm trying to see if I really can do all of that. So bear with me and let's try some new things, experimentation. Let's see how it works. I did a vlog. This vlog right here is Kunta on steroids. I did a vlog. If you're not familiar with the Grice Corner, please go back and watch some of the videos. But the one that I'm speaking of is from the kitchen. So I did a vlog and I was talking about the slave movie, you know, the whole topic of the blaxploitation and all of this other stuff, that everybody was up in arms. So I thought the subject, you know, the movie is phasing out, like not phasing out, but dying down. Well, guess what? It has revived itself. And the reason I say that is because people are still up in arms. Everyone's talking about this whole situation and the N-word and blah, 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 blah. So, again, here I go. I look at this and I don't see, I can see how people see some things, but I just still I'm not offended. And this is how I try to see things. If you watch some of the things I always say, I put on my rose-colored glasses. Well, this, and for that vlog, I said I was going to need some shades. Well, I definitely need some shades now. However, it's rude to talk to people with your shades on. So, Kunta on steroids. Listen, can't we agree to disagree? We see things like this, or try to see things like this. You have Home Depot and you have Lowe's. You have class and then you have levels of class. And that is just my view of this same scenario. 1970s African American slave, a story about slavery, and 2013 younger group on high. Like that's just all I could see. Can't we just figure that it is a revenge tale? I didn't see the blaxploitation. I saw the gentleman try to explain where the scars that the younger group have and where all these things came from, and try to slide in a little information and tidbit every now and then. He slid in a lot of things that I heard that I just was like, did people not pick this up? And I'm not on no bandwagon. I'm saying I like both. And why is that not possible? And why can't the younger, group like that story, and why can't the older group like this story? And if you're looking, sometimes, I was sipping. If you're looking for negativity, sometimes you're going to find it. I did see the things that they were talking about, but I also saw a lot of this. First of all, the emancipation, everyone, well, a lot of people know about. Let me say that. I don't want to say everyone. They say in the beginning that it starts 2 years prior. Now, with that said, a lot of people who read or study the history on the things that some of us were taught is that people had already started revolting by the time they were emancipated. People were already getting tired of the way things, or not just sitting down and allowing a lot of things. Now, why is it okay when people say, I'm just not going to pay this fare and sit down, or when other people say, if you put your hands on me? That's all I'm saying, is that it's the same message. People just deliver it differently. And Prior to the emancipation, they were poisoning, they were killing, blah, blah, blah. I know you don't want to send out the wrong message, but these things happened. You cannot erase them, so why not address them? We have to only address them to appease everyone, and it's not fair. The story is ugly and gory, and you have to look things sometimes right in the eye for what it is. And that's what this gentleman did. Here's another thing. That's ABC, and this is different funding. So if I'm funded by someone, I have to do what they ask me to do, or they're going to take their funding, not air my show or whatever, or not publish my book, possibly. Or I can fund myself, and I can run circles around this and do whatever I want to do, and possibly put in things that you would not normally want to see or hear on television. There is a difference. So people didn't think about that. And I do know that, the younger group we are, and younger than us are a little more harsh, but that's what y'all told us to do. Don't take it. Everything's possible. Stop sitting down. But that's what y'all told us to do. This is all the offspring of the 60s kids. Everything from the 70s on. We're offspring of that. So now all of a sudden, oh, don't say it in this manner, or because this man is a different persuasion, which I said in another vlog. If you watch the vlog, it's the one in the kitchen again. These are just my observations. This is what I saw when I saw the movie. The meaning of names. Every movie has some type of little message or whatever. And it's funny when you watch the movies and they're like, message! That's funny. But when this person just slid it in, they're trying to bring in a younger group. They're not, some people feel, learning anything. So because he slid in a few notes, did people miss this? They give the whole background of the person, the wife that he's going to rescue, and what her name means. I remember when I was growing up, all of us knew what our name meant, or everybody's name had a meaning, and people actually did a little bit of homework before the child was born and got a name book and what it meant, and then you named your child. None of the names, for the most part, were made up if you look at your elders, or whatever. That he gives the background of the woman he's going to save, her name, meaning, and things of that. Now that's the positive that I saw in that. There's a whole lot of people who made up names. People don't know what their names mean. Why can't we get back into that? I have a daughter whose name is Kala. It's from a flower, which is a kala lily. One child's name means faith or faith in. Another child's name means virtuous. My name means moon, or outshines the stars. I didn't see where that, and it was a story with the wife's name. It was a whole thing. People missed the message, I guess. And again, I'm not biased to anything. I'm just saying everybody's watching something different. I do hear what some people are saying about the use of the N-word profusely, but it was said. It was said. And this is where I'm having a problem. We're in denial that all of this didn't happen. The man put a box in the movie. He also explains where the prison system kind of relates to how things were done prior, where you were given a sledgehammer or put out to work, and your name was taken away and you were given a number. Missed it. Setting a table. I know how to set a table. I know generations before me, or elders, some people know how to set a table. The significance of setting a table. There was so much that for older people to be watching and people to be offended, you didn't see anything positive in it. And that's where I'm having a problem with the bandwagon. And I always say this if you watch other vlogs, the bandwagon thing. The explanation of scarred property. All that tagging people's faces and females who scar up other female faces and all of those things. You don't know where it came from or what you're doing. That was eased in there as a message. The gentleman who's going to get his wife as a love story and chose to be married and believed in marriage. People missed so much. has a scar on their face, and they tell you what the scar, if you notice a lot of people, is called a $1.50 and things of that sort. It's put on your face. Now you know possibly where those things came from. People missed a lot. The gentleman who did the movie does do his homework. Again, I'm not biased. I'm saying, how could I see all the messages in 1970 and I'm going to act like I'm above certain things, or, oh, the newer group or whatever. 2013, I saw some messages too. I'm fair. Symbolism, I know people are not, and I didn't take any cinema classes or anything like that, and I know people like this is elementary stuff for some. For the younger group, everybody, they don't know some things, or it may pique their interest. And this is why I do these vlogs, because stop assuming or throwing our young people away like they don't know anything or they don't want to know anything. You never know when something's gonna click. You don't know. So symbolism. Some point in the movie, the people go to visit a African American brothel. Let's say that. And the symbolism that they use, the language that they use, is that it was a Cleopatra something, but it was indication that it was an African American brothel, and everyone can look this up. That's as far as I'm gonna go, because I'm not gonna keep you here forever, because everybody has stuff to do. Just look it up. Then marrying those who want to marry you and not having to get married. As opposed to what we learned of people having to marry for other different reasons, and the message of marriage being lost. He walked through fire. They were already married. He wanted to be married to the woman he was with, and he went to go get her because that's the only one he wanted to be with. There was a message about marriage in there. Missed it. The female whose name they give a meaning of is a black princess per se. People miss that. She was raised in a certain place. She spoke another language. She's a rare item. That's a African American princess. There's a message missed there. The introduction of our cowboys. You see how he begins, how he becomes what his occupation becomes, how he learns how to use certain items, and then how he goes on with his wife to be wealthy, establish themselves, and he had on spurs, a hat, he's riding a horse, blah, blah, blah. We had a lot of African American cowboys. Message! Comedy of the Klan. People were in arms, like, making light of that whole wearing a hood. The person was not doing that. What the person was doing was adding satire to how foolish they view, or some people view, that whole putting holes in a sheet and putting something over your head. The person who had business to take care of put their face out there in broad daylight, and that message was missed. Learned things as far as it was illegal to ride a horse. For a young person, or someone who doesn't pay attention to school, or a person who never had this conversation, or whatever it was, you may have found out at that time, because I certainly didn't know this, and I read. I am well read, and whatever else, and family has raised me well to educate me and share so many different things with me. I didn't know it was illegal to ride a horse. And I know about a whole lot of other things in reference to slavery. I didn't know that. But you know what, to a young person possibly watching who has never seen a 1970s slave movie, now learned something else. Wow, an African American couldn't be on a horse? It was a lot missed here, people. Real snowshoes. For some, when you see the gentleman in the snow with this big thing on his foot and he's trying to learn how to use his self-defense tool, those things on his feet, those were original snowshoes. People missed a lot here. And people take it for granted. But you get your message however you have to get it. Correct papers. Everybody knows about that dollar bill. Every dollar is not a good dollar. However, correct papers, not just that other green paper. How about this? Degree. Law papers. Know your rights. Know certain things. Have certain papers on you at all times. That message was in there. And then the marriage license. Those are the 3 papers that you will always either going to need or would like to be trying to obtain. However you want to view it. It's winding down, people. You can get back to cooking or whatever, driving your car or whatever it is that you were doing. He took a moment to teach you German. Now, you can feel however you want to feel. I've known people to learn Chinese from watching TV. How about that? Or from reading captions, because they say your baby can learn to read. A child can learn to read from putting captions on your TV. Hello, this gentleman did you a favor. He translated certain things, and when they got to a certain part at the end, he said, say this. She reset it, and he made sure that he drug it out for you. People missed a whole lot in it, and you might feel like, don't give me crumbs. However, he gave you something that most other directors who had a lot of things to say didn't even bother to do that. You can enlighten me. I liked Do the Right Thing and all those other movies, and the messages were all over the place, blatantly smacking you in the face. But why is it any different? Because this man is not the same. I can learn from anyone. You learn real slick talk. People can shoot flames, those flamethrowers, and every female is always side talking the next female, or people talking out the side of your face and dragging people and all of that. But real slick talk is when you look in somebody in the eye and it's life or death. When it's your workplace, that's real slick talk. When you have to talk to a person that might have your life in their hands, that's real slick talk. All that other stuff that people choose to do, save that for later. Because when your back is up against the wall, I see a lot of people clam up and then they, run and tuck their tail. Pick your battles. Everybody's not out to get you, and all that being nasty to people for no reason, it requires a whole lot of energy. That's real slick talk. I'm just saying, I'm not getting on no soapbox, but reserve that for real moments, because every day is not a real moment. That female having on a shoe you don't like is not a real moment. That's just nasty. That's disgusting. Your breath stinks. Do as I say, but not. Oh, okay. Here's another one, because I had to go through my list. I'm sorry, people. Give me the pause for a moment. Here's another one. I did a vlog, the very first vlog. I moved it over from the Grice combos, and on this vlog, I moved it over. It wasn't done well because I hadn't hit something on the camera. It was already too late. I wasn't redoing it, and I still uploaded it because it's, listen, I mess up sometimes. Things are not always going to be perfect, but I'm going to present it to you anyway so that you could, it was a message there, and I wasn't going to hide it. I wasn't going to sugarcoat it. It was done messed up, but here's my mess up, but still try to get the message. Guess what, people? That gentleman, the RZA, is on this one. This gentleman also employed a lot of African Americans. People missed a whole lot with this. And here we are at the end of the vlog. I wrote everything down because it was so much, and I was taking so many notes like, wait a minute, did they miss this? Did they miss this? Did they miss this? And I know this probably seems like she's off on this, whatever. If you've seen the other vlogs, you know this never happens. But I had to do this. I had to, because I just couldn't believe why people, are y'all still talking about this? It's a movie. It's just a movie. Shout out to the land of the weeping willows. I know people don't know what that means. Mississippi, Louisiana, all of that. The lands are beautiful, but the weeping willow is a tree. It's a beautiful tree, and they were all through the movies. That's imagery. the young group can learn a lot. And you never know the next director that is watching that movie, that he just employed so many people and did so many things, and it opens them up to be like, wow, I remember the first slave, because some children have never seen the 1970s slave story. So you got to think about that too. This is theirs. Thank you to the women in my life that I'm from, and I mean that from biological, and I mean from where I started from. Women have a tendency of challenging you in ways that you may not necessarily see it if you're not strong, first of all. And if you always want to complain about something. And I'm from a group that is very hard, takes no shorts. I don't care what you're doing great, they'll still throw a little jab in there. No matter how beautiful you are, they keep you very humble, baby girl. It ain't that serious. And that can break you. That can be very hard. It's very hard to live up to all of that. But with that, I say thank you, because I learned how to recognize shade early in my life. If you can get it from in your household, when you walk out that door, you are prepared for the rest of your life. It made me go harder in a whole lot of different things. And it also said, you're not going to keep bringing me just any old thing, Chan, and I'm going to say, oh, kudos to you. They are supportive, but they also say, you could do a whole lot more. What are you doing? And yeah, all right, whatever. This is what I did. It sounds probably very harsh for some. Maybe you're not from it. Maybe you are and you recognize certain degrees of women. But whatever it is, I say thank you. It made me a lot of things. How about that? Finish this statement. I might be a whole lot of things, but I'm not. With that, people, thank you for clicking. I'm Chandra Grice, and you were in the Grice Corner. See you next week.